Hey, what's up everyone? This is just going to be a very quick video because I only have 3% left on my phone battery before I have to lay it back on the charging pod. So, lately I've been getting my awakening symptoms back that I experienced around 2012 and before. My body has been aching again in unusual ways, different than what the normal pain and normal aching that I go through so much of, including my mama. She goes through that a lot as well. But the sharp pains. Electronics cause sharp pains. When I was wearing my smartwatch, it caused sharp pains. I've been messing up electronics quite a bit more again, and I've noticed that I've been sensing and seeing more things. Like I'll see the spirit realm, and I'll see something move through. I'll see a spirit or a ghost move through the house, part of a person or a figure, or orbs. I'll see the fairy realm. I've seen strange manifestations of things take place, numbers and words pop into my mind, or numbers of certain amounts of people, something that'll happen to certain people, amounts of people, or whatever. And heat, lots of certain heat in my arm, my left arm or right arm, sharp pains moving from arm to arm. And if you look up my video titled 2012 Experience That I'll Never Forget, and awakening symptoms and things like that I talked about that were found on Our Pathway to Truth. It's a website that was called Our Pathway to Truth, and I found it around that time anyway. And that person that I met, just look up my video titled 2012 Experience That I'll Never Forget. And my ears have been ringing a lot more. That usually happens around the time that a shift is going to take place, or another Mandela effect, ME shift of some sort, quantum shifting, when a quantum shift is taking place. And thank you all for your lovely, kind messages and sharing with me. Thank you so much. But this has been happening again. The connectivity, the energy, the heat moving through my body, sharp pains, electronics are affecting me. Electronics ache me again, and it's on and off. And just muscle pains or muscle spasms. My arm, I'll have to pull my arm, and right now even there's fever or heat in my arm. Sometimes Tylenol seems to help this, but other times it's beyond that. And it's like localized heat, like super heat. And I went through a lot of that before 2012, and then after 2015 it eased off finally, and greatly diminished when I woke up to this Mandela effect phenomenon and everything. And when the awakening took place, these pains and these awakening symptoms that I went through diminished and eased. And if you look up that video titled 2012 Experience That I'll Never Forget that I made, then you'll see some of the things that happened around that time where I discussed that. And it was one of my earlier videos, and I talked about this person, or who I called a cosmic being, who spoke to me, and it's really something else. And someone else, this woman in the laundromat, spoke to us as well, and she called herself a seer, and she said she gives information that only the Holy Spirit gives her, and she helped my mama's neck, this spot on her neck. She healed that and helped it. That was a very special moment. She gave a lot of prophecy to me, a lot of things, told me things that were supposed to happen. Some happened and some of it didn't. It might later, I don't know. But I'm not discussing all of that in this video, but she talked about several things and said a few prayers, and she was very sensitive. She was very sensitive, and she would close her eyes and she would almost cry a lot. And she said that she lost a loved one on Christmas, her husband, and she's always wanted to give someone a Christmas miracle every year, and she was just there. She was just there suddenly. So, and she had a tragic situation. She almost had cancer, and she had this huge cyst, but then it disappeared. This tumor disappeared, or whatever she had in a certain area of her body, and various things like that happened, and she always provided miracles. And she told me that I was an angel and a hero. She said I had an angel inside me, or a giant soul, an angel, and a spirit that she said I was a great angel and a hero. That's what she told me. She said, I've met angels and heroes. And she said, buddy, you're both. And that was so sweet of her to say. And she said she sees angels. They're very big. She sees things, and she said they're very large. And she sees and hears things a lot. And the person that I met in 2012, that cosmic being that I described, he stated that he just looked up and said, and then smiled at me, looked back at me. You'll have to see the video where I described that, the 2012 experience that I'll never forget. Please look that up. Maybe I'll leave a link below at some point in this video, but since the phone's at 2%, I'll have to go ahead and... It's at 2%, 2%. Bernie Sanders imitation there. But it's at 2%, 2%. I don't know why I did that, but anyway. But yeah, that experience was something that I won't forget. But my ears have been ringing a lot again lately, and these awakening symptoms are coming back. And maybe we are heightening again and going home. Maybe things are escalating. I don't know. But I know that the heat's moving through my body, and localized spots of major heat again, much more than they were. My ears have been ringing quite a bit again, and I've been going through those symptoms again. The irritable bowel syndrome that I hadn't had I haven't had those kind of symptoms to this degree in a long time, and it started again. They've all started again, but I pray that they don't get too bad, because when I was in school and I went through this, I couldn't handle it. I mean, it was awful. But I've been going through those symptoms again. Let me know if you've been going through them again, and maybe it's leading to something better, something good. I'll keep you updated. But just check out that video of mine. But then, yeah, several people have come to me that I've called messengers that have spoken to me. And she told me that I had and so did that other person or being who spoke to me, said that I was he said, you're bright. You're bright. And he said he doesn't see that much. He said, actually, I never see that. And he told me that I was so bright that I had this bright aura around me of energy. He sees that, and he said he's seen this, but he said it looked like a lot of trauma attached to it. That had a lot of trauma. And he said, you see and hear things, don't you? I was asking him how he knew this and who he was, and he was like, he told me his name. He said, oh, my name's Artie. He said, my name's Artie. I don't know if I should have told the name or not, but I did. But that's what he told me. And it just felt so... It felt like I was speaking to a giant when that happened. And when he said the prayer in the name of Jesus, and then he asked me, but you're a Christian, right? You believe, and I'm a believer in Christ? I said, yes, 3 different times. He asked me that. He asked me that 3 times. And he held my hand, and then said a prayer. I said, will you pray with me? He said, yeah. He wouldn't do it unless I asked him again, unless I wanted him to. And he did, and he held my hand. It felt like I was holding the hand of a giant. It was like a messenger put into existence suddenly. And then he just walked off into the tire section of Walmart and vanished. Just disappeared. And the tire section was closed at that time. And you'll just have to check out my video, that 2012 experience that I'll never forget video. That's the title. At some point I'll try to leave a link to it below. But I've been going through these symptoms again. Pray that I don't get too bad, that these symptoms don't get too bad. He told me that I was bright, He told me that it was like a beacon of light that the other realm could see. And he was like, we're awakening, that I'm awakening, ascension process, all of this stuff that I've been talking about. And it all led up to this. All of that was happening led up to this. To what we're experiencing now. I mean, I didn't know that it was something like that. I mean, who knew that, we would all be speaking about this, that's what it was leading up to. It was all escalating to this point in existence. Even though time I've always defined it as an abstract concept used to define the linear progression of existence from point to point. At this point in existence, that's what this has been leading up to. Here and beyond. And life can get rough, life can get tough, but while we're in here, hopefully things will get better for us. And on this journey, as we go from spiritual point to point, and making our way home I just wanted to share this. I love you all so much, and that's what happened though. And I've been having those symptoms again. They've been coming back, which leads me to think there's another shift happening, and I'm talking a major shift happening right now. Another awakening shift, maybe an ascension, maybe something that I felt so strongly is happening again. And it happened in 2012, and it's happening in 2015. The shift took place, in the major one, and then it feels like it's happening again. I can feel it right now. So, are any of you getting that feeling again? So let me know. I've got much more to talk about. I'll talk about them in another video. I'm surprised my phone stayed at 2% all of this time. I'll go ahead and end the video here so that I can make sure I get it uploaded. And then I'm going to lay my phone on the charging pad and let it charge. The round charging pad. And then so that the battery can wirelessly charge with that wireless charger that finally arrived from Amazon. Which Amazon gave me a $5 credit, and they took care of the issue and finally got it shipped out, and it arrived, and they apologized for the problem and thanked me for my kind words and thanked me for being patient and all of that stuff. So it finally worked out, and I've got a charger, and a wireless charger that I got for this little piece that I put on my battery, this little thing that I put on my battery to wirelessly charge it. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to go ahead and plug it up. I might ought to plug it up while I'm using it. I don't know. Well, not plug it up. You can't plug it up, but lay it on the wireless charger. So it's kind of interesting that you can charge a battery wirelessly, but it overheats. I mean, it gets hot. That's the one negative thing about it, but anything like that obviously will. But anyway, I feel like we're going through these awakening symptoms again. I am anyway. I'm going through them again. And just look at my video. We talked about the various pains and the pains that I get, that you'll get, and achiness and various pains and certain pains that I get and that I see and hear things and all of this. He talked about that and so many different experiences that I've had leading up to this point, and was letting me know that that was happening. And I witnessed so many others going through that as well, but at that time I never was able to share, and I didn't make my channel. I didn't have a way to share this online with so many others. And thankfully now I do. But anyway, let me know if any of you are going through these symptoms again. It feels like another awakening is happening. A major shift is happening. An ascension process. Going home. Whatever you want to call it. It's something major is happening again. And usually when a major shift is happening or something like this, I get these symptoms. And I had these symptoms during the last awakening around 2012. And the flush feelings, the heat, the random heat throughout the body, the pains, the aches, the more aches, more pains, unusual ones. Sharp pains by electronics. The phone causes pains, tablets, Wi-Fi, electronics, the smartwatch holding the tablet. That was the cat in the other room, I think. But anyway, I think she's mousing, hunting mice or whatever. I'm glad we have her to do that, though. There's some that you just can't get rid of. It's like, but anyway, I'll talk about that in another video. And she's been playing, so I assume that was the cat, unless she's asleep. I don't know. I have some strange things happen around me as well, so it could have been paranormal, and it could have been the cat. I'll have to find out. But anyway, just let me know if you've been going through these awakening symptoms again, and these symptoms have come back for you. Because they have for me. Hopefully they ease off again and things balance back out, because I don't want to get much of that again, because that was very difficult to go through. I mean, like it says here, you're not going insane. You have to keep telling yourself you're not going insane, because these spiritual awakening symptoms and ascension symptoms, they can become quite painful. So what I went through, you can look up here, it says, spiritual, kundalini, soul, consciousness, third eye, all that right there. I mean, it's the symptoms of awakening that I went through. When I looked this up, awakening, what pops up, and there wasn't a lot of this information in the past for people to see, but there is now. And some of it's gone though. I hate that they took some of it off of the internet, but that's the way they do. But anyway, yeah, let me know if you're going through these symptoms. Peace and much love. Have these symptoms come back for you? So peace and much love. God bless you all, and I hope to speak with all of you again very soon. Share with me, please. Share with me, and know you're not alone. Just know you're not alone, and just know that you have a place to share if you're going through similar situations. Anything that's on your mind, anything you need to share, my channel is an outlet for that. Peace, much love, and feel free to share. God bless you all. I love you all. Peace. Bye. I hope to speak with all of you again very soon.